What's up YouTube, this is your man, Big B Productions 100. I have an awesome video for you guys tonight. Tonight in this short video, I just wanted to show you guys what I like to go through when I'm inside Adobe Lightroom for when I'm doing a basic HDR now. It's many different ways that you can do HDR. Some people like to use, applications such as HDR Effects Pro, Photomatics, or some people just tend to use Photoshop. Now in this video I'll be showing you guys how you can do the basic HDR effect to your image inside Adobe Lightroom, just using Adobe Lightroom 4. So I'm just going to begin here now. This is one of my shots that I took about a week and a half ago. Well, I would say about a week ago. I was at the park and I shot this panoramic shot here. I was standing on top of the hill. As you can see now, the name of this park is called Belly Button Hill, and as you can see, the name of the park gets the name from the hill that I was standing on. So this is Belly Button Hill, and cool panoramic shot. So I haven't done anything to this photo yet, as you can see, and I'm just going to start by basically playing around with the contrast a little bit, give it a little bit of contrast, and maybe play with the highlights a little bit, bring those down. See, if you bring them up, you don't want to blow your clouds out. That won't look right. So we're going to bring the highlights all the way down, or maybe just a tad, like so. Shadows, I guess we can bring that down a little bit. Whites, the whites are too bright. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking like, wow, that's too dark, but I'm going to show you a cool trick. So don't worry about the shadows being too low or the highlights being too low. You don't have to worry about that. Now from time to time, what I like to do, if you hold down your Option key and you drag this down or up, you can drag it up just a little bit until you start to see the whites coming through. Some people like to do that, and if you hold down your Option key while you're playing with your blacks and drag your blacks down, you'll see your blacks starting to pop in as you slowly bring them down. But I don't do that often, so in this video we're going to keep it simple. So I would say about sometimes I like to go back and forth just to see the difference, to see how it'll look and the change. About right there. Bring the shadows down a little bit. Now I guess we'll bring the blacks up just a tad. About right there. Clarity. Now we're gonna go back up, and if you just tap on your M key, that will then take you to your graduated filter. We're just gonna apply like right here. Maybe bring this up a little bit, like so. Now when you're playing with your graduated filter, you want to be careful, because I'm going to show you, the closer you get to this little circle in the middle, it makes it harder to control the whole line. So if you try to control the whole line while you're in the middle here, you see how hard it is to adjust it. It's very hard. So just come out a little bit, and then when you try to turn it and rotate it, you see it turns more smoother as you come out. So the closer you are, the harder it is to turn, and the further you come out, the smoother it is. Look at that. It's really smooth. So we're just gonna adjust this a little bit. I'm gonna change the clouds here. Just add a different color, because when I was out this day, when I shot this, the clouds was just, I wasn't really feeling the clouds at all. I didn't like them, but I didn't worry about it because I knew I can come in and fix the clouds in Lightroom, so it's not a problem. Now, in order to add another graduated filter, the only thing you have to do is just come back up to the top and click on it, or again tap on your M key, like so. And we just add another one here. Rotate this just a little bit. Right there is perfect. Maybe change the color over here a little bit. Now, when I play with my photos in Lightroom, I like to be creative from time to time. You know, I like to make cool looking pictures, something that you probably normally wouldn't see when you go out on a photo shoot and you outside and, you know, you capturing that moment through your lens. So just gonna play with the saturation just a little bit to just, you know. Okay, now my battery is running low, but that's no problem. Now I want to show you guys something here. When you're playing with your graduated filter, you probably don't notice it, but you're actually adding a lot of noise to the image, because what you're doing is you're adding color to those pixels and you're stretching it out. So when you tend to do that, you add a lot of noise, but that's no problem, because I'm gonna show you something here. Go back to fit for a second. You actually have a noise slider. Now you start out at a -100, but if you just boost that up, you'll see here that you take the noise away. So we're going to zoom in here and you can see that. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my noise back down to 100. Now don't worry about that. I'm going to show you something in just a second when we're done with the basic edit here in our develop module here. So we're just going to play around with this a little bit more, maybe the clarity. That's looking good. I guess we can keep it right there. I don't want to make this video too long, so okay. That's looking okay to me. I like that. So we're going to keep it like that for right now. Now, what I want to show you guys is, as far as the noise, we're just going to get out of there for a second. Check this out. Okay. Let's look at it before and after. Okay. That's looking okay. Alright, now let's go back up here. I'm gonna grab our brush here. Now we're gonna go to custom. Now we're gonna go down to exposure. Like so. Okay, that's let's turn off our selective mask overlay. Now we're just gonna lighten all this back up. Cause remember, I know you guys was probably thinking like, wow, okay, he darkened that up, so that's not looking too hot. So you can always play with your brushes, you know, and if you turn on your show selective mask overlay, it'll actually show you what you paint over. So that's looking pretty good. Now we're gonna go down to erase, just to take some of this off of the clouds. We just want to stay down below, so that's looking pretty good right there. And you can adjust this and bring it up, and if you come up too high, you see it look all crazy. We don't want that, so we're just gonna bring that down. I would say about right there. Okay, maybe, yeah, we'll keep it right there. Okay, we did our basics. Okay, tone curve. No, we don't have to do that right now. I guess we can play with the color a little bit. You can bring this up, you can bring it down however you like. If you wanted to get like a cool black and white with a splash of color at the top of the clouds, you can do that. But we're not going to do that, so we're just going to play with this, bring it up just a little bit till we get a little bit of color. Maybe a little bit more. About right, that's pretty good. liking that. Okay, I'm gonna show you something else. Something else you can do if you come back up to your brush, and if you go to temperature or tint, it doesn't matter, either or. You can actually add color just by painting in the grass, but we don't want that, so hold on, we're gonna adjust this. Like if you wanted to get like some green, just play with it a little bit. Maybe darken it up a little bit right there. Like I said, you know, you just gotta play with it until you find the color that you're looking for. Like so. Now I'm guessing that if this was a football field, this would probably be the color that we're going for. So I mean, it's a park, so maybe over here a little bit, right there. Okay, that's looking okay. Now you just want to turn on your selective mask overlay so you can see exactly what you have done so far. Now you want to just click on delete, well, not delete, I'm sorry about that, erase, and just start erasing the colors off of the houses or the trees or whatever part of the image that you don't want to leave the color on. Like so. Now again, this is just, you know, a quick basic edit. So I'm just trying to show you guys, or you know, if you didn't know, or if you was wondering if you can do a HDR image inside Adobe Lightroom. Yes, you can. And I'm showing you guys right now, so I'm not gonna make it too perfect, because if I was to do that, this video would be very long, and I don't want that. The time right now is 4:09 a.m. So just to give you guys an idea of what I like to do when I do my HDRs, from time to time I may use HDR Pro, Photomatics. Now I rarely use Photoshop. Actually, I've probably only used Photoshop maybe a handful of times to do an HDR image. Maybe I would say maybe 3 times at the most. Most of the time when I do my HDR images, if you was to go to my 500px page, which I will be sure to put down below in the description, or if you was to just go to my Google Plus page and you look at any of my HDR images, most of those was done with Lightroom and HDR Pro. Now, basically, if you're done, you can actually just leave it like this. Or if you wanted to play with the sliders a little bit, you know, maybe make it a little darker, you can, or make it a little lighter, you can do that as well. But I guess we'll probably what you think? Well, I guess we'll leave it right there. Okay, we'll just, no, let's bring it down just a notch. Okay, I guess we'll leave it there. You can click on done. Now, as far as with the noise I was telling you guys about, as far as the noise, it's 2 ways in Lightroom you can play with the noise. While you're playing with your brushes, you can actually tweak the noise to add the noise reduction by boosting the noise slider up from a -100 to a positive. But I like to add noise to the whole image, and I'm gonna show you why in 1 second. Now I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking if you add noise to the whole image, you're gonna make the grass look all funky and make it all smudged up and take away the detail that you have. But don't worry about that. I'm gonna show you. Now I'm going to add my noise here. We're going to boost this up a little bit. Let's zoom in here just to see what we're looking like. Now that grass do not look right at all. I don't like how it look, but I love how the clouds look. Maybe a little bit more. Let's zoom out for a second. We're gonna boost it down just a notch. Okay, I like that. Now, what you can do is you can play with your color a little bit, get your color right. Once you got your color right, okay, you got your detail. Maybe if you want to play with your contrast a little bit or whatever, it's up to you. Detail, I guess we can leave that at 50. Now we're going to close this down for 1 second. Now let's come up here to our brush. Now the brush you want to grab and use right now is called noise. Let's grab your noise brush, because let's not forget, you actually have a noise brush and you have the sliders. Now we're going to take this brush and we're going to take the noise, make sure it's all the way down at a -100, because what you're about to do is you're about to paint over the grass and you're about to take away all of the noise reduction that you just put on the grass, like so. And if you look here closely, you'll see that you're getting all your detail right back. So the detail that you took out, it's right back in the image, as you can see. Just turn on your show selective mask overlay to see what you're doing here, to make sure you just get all that noise out of the image on the parts that you don't want the noise reduction. Okay, turn it off, and like so. You only have noise reduction in the clouds. So we're gonna click on done for right now. Now we want to come down back to color, blue. Now it's two ways you can play with your color. You can just use HSL, or you can use your color sliders. I guess we can go to HSL. We're gonna do this way. We're gonna select the blue here and just bring that up a little bit. Not too much. It won't look right. You see that? It don't look right at all. So we're gonna just take that down just a little bit, like so. Maybe with the greens here, play with those just a little bit, like that. Now again, if you look over here to the right hand side, you'll see that this is some of the grass that I painted over when I was erasing it. But like I said, I'm not going to make this image perfect. I'm just showing you guys a basic short tutorial on how you can make your own HDR. Now when you start to take your own photos and you tweak it out a little bit inside Lightroom, you can come in here and you can play with this, and you can spend hours or days however you want to do it. Now normally when I do an HDR image, it'll probably take me anywhere from 30 minutes to like maybe 45 minutes, because I like to bounce through different applications. I may start out in Lightroom and then I may bounce over to HDR Pro, or you know, go to Photoshop for a split second, do something inside there, and come back to Lightroom. So you know, it's all up to you, the photographer, what you like. I mean, the person that's behind the camera, the person that's looking through the viewfinder, it's all up to you. You know what you're looking for when you look through that viewfinder and you look out that lens and you captured that moment. You know from that point what type of HDR effect you want to add to your image. So with that being said, I'm just gonna hurry this video up because it's kind of late. But you can actually click on done if you like, or you can continue to play with the colors and everything and the sliders however you want. We can just click on done for right now. Luminous, that's pretty good. We don't have any reds in the image. Let's see here, the blue, make that a little darker, I guess. About right there would be fine. Yellows, take those down a little bit, just to make that. Oh no, we don't want that. We do not want that. Let's keep the yellows at 0. Now just to look at a before and after, that's what we had on the left before, and this is what we have now on the right. Let's change this. Just to show you guys. Now this is what we had. We had like just burnt grass everywhere, but this is actually, you know what, it's not from the sun, you know, it had just snowed, so it was snow everywhere, and the snow had melted. So I mean, the grass is just completely just, I mean, looking very bad, very, very bad on the left hand side. But it looks okay on the right hand side. I mean, I don't know, I'll let you guys be the judge. I guess you guys can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you like it. But yeah, you can continue to play with this. We're just gonna come down. You got your split toning if you wanted to play with your shadows and highlights and everything, your detail. Let's add a little bit of sharpening to this image. That looks okay right there. Okay, a little bit of sharpening. Now right here you have your lens correction, you have your profile, your color, and your manual. So we're just gonna check this box here to remove the chromatic aberration, like so, from the trees, just to get some of that bluish tint around the branches off. So I like to play with my amount here. We're just gonna slide this up to, I guess, somewhere up in here around 10, like so. And the amount down here, we're just gonna slide that, keep that in the middle. So that's looking good. I like that. Okay, you also have your manual. Okay, let's just play with this a little bit, straighten this out. About right there. Straighten the crop. Yes, we want that. Okay, I like that. We can just close that down. You have your effects. If you wanted to add, like, I guess a vignette or whatever, it's up to you. But I won't be adding a vignette today. So this is how you can do your basic HDR effect inside Adobe Lightroom 4. We're just playing with the sliders on the right hand side. So again, we're going to look at the before and after shot here. I'm going to close this out so you guys can see it better, like so. Now on the left hand side here, you can look and you can see that photo that we shot that day. I mean, we didn't have any color anywhere in that image. No grass. The sky was just all blowed out. No color in the sky whatsoever. The houses, everything. And on the right hand side here, you can see that we actually brought color to the image. We got the grass to pop out at you, the sky, a two-tonish type of color thing going on, 2 shades of blue with a little splash of greenish yellow, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Now normally I wouldn't say this is a finished product, because like I said, I like to bounce around through many different applications. And again, if you guys was to check out my website and everything, you would see through my photos that I tend to use more than just one editing application when I'm doing an HDR. So this is just a basic tutorial on some of the things that you can do inside Adobe Lightroom 4 to get you, you know, just at a starting point when you're making your HDR image. So this is your man, Big B Productions 100. I sure hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Holla at you.